This is the Fair Housing Insiders, and today we are talking about flags, doors, and patio decorations. Make sure you stick around because we're going to dive into what's okay and when you can say no. Let's dive in. Welcome, housing providers and property managers. This is another episode of the Fair Housing Insiders, and we're talking about a hot topic right now. That's flags, door, and patio decorations. What's okay and what's not. Today, the person that's going to make us feel a little bit better about this is fair housing attorney and president of the Fair Housing Institute, Kathi Williams. Kathi, thank you so much for being with us today.
Sure, Michael. I think there might be some surprising information in this session.
I'd imagine so. Let's start out with a really broad one that I'd imagine comes up all the time. Can property management restrict residents from displaying the United States flag?
Actually, Michael, they can. Property management can have rules that say no displaying of anything on your door, in your patio, or in your windows. They can absolutely have that rule and then enforce it, and that would include the U.S. or even state flags.
Interesting. Okay, so are there any situations where property must permit residents to display U.S. flag, other flags, such as other countries' flags, decorative flags, university flags, or even political flags?
If the property has a rule that permits some decoration or displaying, for instance, lots of folks likes to display their favorite football team flag around football season. And that might be the University of Georgia, or that might be the Falcons, or, obviously other teams. If they permit those kind of things, then they can't put restrictions on them. That, for instance, you could have the Georgia flag and not the U.S. flag, or you could permit the U.S. flag and not the Mexican flag. So once you permit those kind of things, you can't pick and choose between what is shown and what perhaps management doesn't want to be shown. The only time that management would permit something and then could restrict things is if it was a flag that was flown to cause fear or show hatred.
That makes sense. So only the most extreme circumstances are just automatic no-goes. And Kathi, clear this up for me. We've been focusing on flags, but really this could apply to banners, stickers, posters, really any kind of decorative item, correct?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Glad we cleared that up. So let's talk about how this may kind of jump into other type of protected categories. So what about religious symbols? Obviously religion is a protected category. I have the right to practice my own religion. Surely residents have the right to announce their religion through decorations and symbols on patios, doors, that kind of thing, correct?
Actually, no. If there's a rule prohibiting the display of decorations or symbols or flags or anything like that, that would apply to religious symbols as well. And contrary, as I said earlier, if you're going to permit some display. So for instance, let's say someone displays a flag that has a cross on it and it's Easter time. If you're going to permit that, then you can't prohibit a similar display of a flag with a menorah on it from a different religion. So if you're going to permit some, you have to permit all. Or you can prohibit all, which is probably the easiest way to handle this, but that's going to be up to the individual property management company.
Well, it sounds like, once again, consistency is the key here. And another key to staying consistent is making sure you are up to date on your fair housing training and all these crazy fair housing issues that come up in your day-to-day work. The best way to do that is to make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that bell for notifications, because we want to keep bringing you more videos like this to make sure you are on top of all the fair housing issues that you and your colleagues see on your property. Kathi, once again, thank you so much for joining us today and talking about this, what is now a very complicated topic. And make sure that all of you out there join us for our next episode. Happy trading.